Alright everyone, what is up here today YouTube? Jigsaw0097, better late than never baby. I'm making this video now, sorry. I said I was going to make this like last week, but we're on Sunday, so it's the end of the week. That's what I'm going to say. So I'm going to make this now. Finally got a chance the other day to look at the Eagles draft picks, and yeah, they did pretty good, guys. They did pretty decently. So I'm going to close this window here. They did pretty good, actually. Like I said in my previous video, which I will link in this video if you want to check that out. This is about the first two draft picks, which I won't go over a ton in this video. I'll just kind of recap. But the first two draft picks were very controversial in Eagles Nation. We all know, you know, they took a wide receiver that we did not expect, and then the second round pick, they took a player that we did not expect at all in quarterback Jalen Hurd. So I already made the video about that, but like I said in that video, they seemed to have done better in the following rounds, which is why a lot of people have given the Eagles some slack now, and they did. So I'll just go over what they got here. It looks like in round 3 they got Davion, linebacker. That's a good move because the Eagles need linebackers, especially after, you know, you got Nigel Bradham. He's gone, so they have a lot of defensive slack to pick up this year. I mean, Malcolm Jenkins is gone. I don't even know how this team is going to respond without him. So, like, they needed to do that. So they got, I'll just kind of go through, they got the linebacker. Then in round 4, they got Wallace, safety, good move. Round 4, they got Jack Driscoll, offensive tackle, good move. And then this is the one that a lot of people are talking about, and I also do like this one as well. They got Hightower, wide receiver from Boise State. Boise State is actually one of the colleges that I follow since I am here in Utah. Plus, how can you hate the blue field, guys? The blue field is amazing. So, Hightower, that's a good pickup, I think. I think that guy will find a rotation. And honestly, there's a lot of rumors that if Arcega-Whiteside doesn't work out this year, you know, he might be a bust. Because he did literally nothing last year. And so, we still don't know what he is. That's what's so frustrating about this Eagles team, for me personally, is that there's a lot of like unknowns every year, and it's just because the way that the Eagles structure their talent, I don't get it. It's like Rasul Douglas is one of the ones I talk about a lot in this channel that I still feel like the Eagles have not really used him to his potential, which is safety, and they're finally going to be doing that this year. But it's like they had freaking 4 years to try this out and they didn't. So who knows? Who knows, guys? Bringing in Hightower, that's a good move. Then at round 6, we have Shaun, another linebacker. Good, he's from Temple, you know, he's a good old Pennsylvania boy. Then we got round 6, Quez, Watkins, another wide receiver. This is where we're kind of getting into, like, these guys could or could not make it, but we got Quez, Watkins, a wide receiver. We got Pince, Tega-Wanogho, hope I said his name right. He's an offensive tackle. And then Toohill, OLB. So really, yeah, I agree. I think that all of those picks after round 3 are very good. The only flaw I see, and I do agree with a lot of fans, is that could you have gotten Jalen Hurd at a later date, or at a later, you know, date draft, the next day kind of thing? We don't know. You know, did you have to use your second round draft pick when you could have drafted like a really good linebacker? Who knows? So that's kind of the problem with the draft, is that they took this quarterback in the second round, and you know, he's kind of a project. And then also in the first round, Jalen Reagor. I looked him up. He's good, but in my opinion, he's very similar to Nelson Agholor. So those first 2 picks are the controversial ones, and we'll see if they pan out. But lately, the Eagles have been pretty bad at picking first and second round talent. I mean, there's obviously Miles Sanders, that he's pretty good, and we'll see how he does in his second year, but he was taken, I think he was taken in the second round. Let me see, let me double check. I want to make sure he was in the second round. Let's see. Yeah, he was round 2, so sorry, I didn't know if he was round 2 or 3. I think Whiteside was 3. So yeah, they did good with him. But it'll just be interesting to see. But I do think they did very well. And then of course they also brought in Marquise Goodwin. Yeah, Marquise Goodwin. They brought him in from the 49ers. Sorry, I wanted to pull him up so I could make sure that I'm talking about the correct guy. He's 29 years old, which is actually good in my opinion because he's a veteran. And then there's also the rumors that the Eagles could be looking to move Alshon Jeffrey, which they have not done yet. But I don't know, guys. I'm really torn on this. I love Alshon Jeffrey, but I just look at the guy now ever since he dropped the pass in the Saints game, and it looks like that really affected him mentally. And he hasn't been the same guy. I think he was a Nick Foles guy too, so he's just not buying this Wentz thing. And like I said last year, the Eagles have a serious house cleaning to do if they don't start looking at these players. And honestly, I thought about the Jenkins move. I was very upset with it at first, but I was thinking maybe he was one of the guys that didn't buy in. You know, as much as we hate to admit it, Orlando Scandrick could have been right. Maybe Malcolm Jenkins wasn't drinking the Kool-Aid. So that could be one of the reasons why he went. And so that's what the Eagles need to really be doing. They need to bring in guys that are fresh, that believe in Carson Wentz. And if Alshon Jeffrey isn't one of those guys, I think that's why they brought in someone like Marquise Goodwin. You know, bring in some fresh veterans, and maybe they'll look to move Jeffrey. I don't know. They're not moving him yet, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. What I think is probably going to happen with Jeffrey is they're going to let him play, and then if he kind of is like again, they'll trade him before the trade deadline. So like this will probably happen like during the season maybe, and they'll bring in like another veteran that during the year or something like that. So we'll just have to see. But yeah, that's kind of what happened. It'll also go after the. I haven't looked at these yet, but we'll look at them right here on this video. I want to look at who they got undrafted free agents. I think they said they got a lot. Yeah, right here it says they had 10 draft picks, and then they signed 12 UFAs. So let's see what they got here. So they picked up Raheem Williams, defensive tackle, Graylin Arnold, cornerback, Michael Warren, running back, Dante Olson, linebacker, Elijah Riley, safety, Noah Tagai, tight end, Adrian Killens, running back, Mikel Jackwit, hope I said that name right, cornerback, Luke Jurga, corner, Julian Good James, OG, Manasai Bailey, wide receiver, and then Prince Smith, cornerback. So yeah, they got some good things there. You know, these guys could be all this stuff is they're going to be trying this stuff out. So you can kind of tell, like what I said, I think the Eagles are in like a semi rebuild right now. You know, they tried to make it work for 3 years after the Super Bowl, and it just didn't. So they're going to basically just keep the core guys, and then they're going to try to bring out a lot of fresh talent. So that's kind of where we're at in the year. And I'll probably make a video about the Cowboys later, but they're looking deadly, guys. That's all I'm going to say in this video. I'll be making a video about them because they just picked up Andy Dalton and what I think that means for the NFC East. This will not be your mom and dad's NFC East this year. This is going to be a different NFC East, I think. I don't think the Eagles are going to just like walk into this and have the best shot to win this time, because you know they had their window. In my opinion, their window was 2017. They won the Super Bowl 2018, and then maybe 2019 if they had made the right decisions in 2018, which they didn't. So their window, in my opinion, is pretty much closed as far as, you know, getting to a Super Bowl semi-easily. It's going to be a battle now. That's not to say the Eagles can't still get to another Super Bowl, but it's going to be very dependent on the Eagles' decisions with who they bring in, and then also Carson Wentz. I mean, will he actually win a Super Bowl for us? We don't know, because as Colin Cowherd said, Carson Wentz is a great regular season quarterback, but when playoffs come around, you're going to need another guy. So we'll see if Carson Wentz can actually get some playoff experience in 2020. I hope he can. and they're releasing the NFL schedule, I think, this coming week. So I will definitely make a video about that and go over how tough I think the schedule actually is, to see if the Eagles can actually get to the playoffs this year. Because that's now they got to get there. And like I said, the NFC East ain't going to be no cakewalk, I think. I don't think they're going to just be able to look at the Giants and the Redskins and be like, oh, we're going to win those games. And then now the Cowboys, who knows, man? They're getting so good. They could sweep us. That's the capability. They swept us when they sucked. Remember that, guys. So anyway, that is the video overall about the draft, what I think about the draft and the free agents and stuff like that. Sorry it took so long to make. I've just been doing all sorts of other things outside of YouTube. I'm kind of behind the ball, but I want to get back into it. So with that said, let me know what you guys think about the draft overall. I'd like to hear your opinions, what you guys think about the Eagles' chances to improve with all these changes in 2020. What you guys think about Jalen Hurd, you know, bringing in some competition for Wentz. Like I said in my previous video, I was really bugged by this, but the more I thought about it, I kind of like this. I mean, I still think the Eagles should have just went with Nick Foles. It would have probably been cheaper in the long run, and they really knew what they had there. But hey, you bring in a rookie quarterback that's pretty good, and you allow him to compete for the starting job. You know, light a fire under Wentz's butt. You know, make him realize that he needs to really shape up this year. I think it's all going to be good. I can't wait to see that. So that's the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and also smash that like button. It helps with the YouTube algorithm quite a bit in regards to my channel and just user interactivity. I really appreciate that. Share the videos around, you know, all that stuff. I appreciate all the support. And with that said, this has been Jigsaw0097. I will talk to you all later.